And would you be happy to provide me with some background into your role within nutrition and how this led you to have a strong interest in wellness?
Mhm. So I've been in nutrition my entire career. So I actually did my bachelor's at the University of Nottingham for nutrition. Um, when choosing things like clinical degrees, let's say, certain universities are accredited, which allows you to then go onto the nutrition boards and registers automatically because you've completed a certain amount of things like core competencies and things. And then every year, obviously, you do your professional development to be able to stay on that register. After I did my bachelor's, I actually then went to UCL and did a master's in clinical and public health nutrition, which got me more interested in diseases. And then I started at that point when I was doing my master's to see one-to-one clients, because at that moment, as I was doing my master's, I was just working in a gym, and then lots of people were interested and say, oh, you do nutrition, can you help me? So I started to build up a client base from that point. And then a few years later, I wanted to further my clinical knowledge a little bit more. So I joined a private healthcare company, which enabled me to actually then become a physiologist. So a physiologist is a non-diagnostic clinician, and doctors are diagnostic. So I got cardiology trained, I did phlebotomy, I do their ECGs, their blood pressure, their lung function. And the difference between us and a doctor as a non-diagnostic clinician and a diagnostic one is a doctor will then look at those blood results and say, you have diabetes or you have high cholesterol. And then they would come back to us and we would then develop a health plan focusing on reducing whichever factors have come up from there. So I've learned a lot from there. Then over the pandemic, it sort of made me realize that our access to our health isn't what it should be. And it's almost, there was a big gap in between, can I afford to help myself or not? And I don't think it should be an affordability problem for people. I think everyone should have access to improving their health and well-being in many ways. So I then started not my nutrition company, my corporate wellness company, which is aimed to target the masses, if that made sense, not just you can only get this if this is part of your employee benefits, you can only get this if you can not afford to do so. But I want everyone to be able to have access to certain things and resources and programs to help within their health. So that's where I am at the moment. That's what I'm developing.
Brilliant.